Hello everyone, welcome to Vlogmas day 20. It is definitely a Monday. It's definitely a Monday. It has not been a good Monday, to be honest. I'm gonna try not to get emotional right now because I'm just kind of done. I'm done with emotions. Ugh. Anyway, I should probably explain today so far. So it is almost 3 o'clock. I do have Case today. He is sleeping. A lot of the times when he gets kind of really worked up, it's hard to get him to take a nap, but he loves riding around in the vehicle. I'm sorry if I sound a little hoarse. And I love coming and driving around and coming down to like the waterfront area and everything, and I always come down here for my own peace of mind. And he loves falling asleep in the vehicle, so a lot of the times when I have him, if I don't have me and it's just me and Mr. Case, we just go and cruise around together, and he naps and then I go and, you know, sit by the water and just different things like that, listen to music. So he was dropped off this morning, and my kids were, Avery and Jasmine were they were just bears this morning. So that did not help my frame of mind. They stayed home from school today, and it's just been it's kind of been a very emotional weekend. And I'm not someone that, you know, says hold your emotions in or anything like that, but I'm not a very emotional person, I guess. Not when it comes to maybe outwardly, I guess, if that makes sense. I'm someone that keeps a lot of my own emotions inside and works on them with usually just me, myself, and I. Especially when, I'm sure there's a bunch of you that can relate, when you're the fixers, you're the problem solvers. I guess basically what I'm saying is, I'm someone that doesn't feel comfortable with making my problems somebody else's, even if someone is genuinely trying to ask me if I'm okay, and I'm still kind of stubborn where I don't like to put that on anybody else. So, like I said, this weekend was just really up and down. I ended up going out for a while. Rob ended up staying in Iowa at my brother's. And my mind has just been all over the place. And it's something I've noticed again for quite a long time. A long time ago, I couldn't even tell you how many years it's been. Oh, there's a car coming. Hold on. All right, whatever. I don't even remember what I was saying, but I'm in this huge parking lot next to like the water. It's like a boat launch landing area, and this person has decided, out of all of this space down here, that they want to come and literally park right behind me, and that just irritates me. Like, it's a free world. I get it. I know. It just irritates me. Anyway, as I was saying before, mental health is serious. Like, this is such a serious topic that so many people shit on. And I don't understand why. I used to think it was for lack of knowledge, that, you know, people just didn't have the knowledge to understand mental illness, be it depression, bipolar, anxiety, you know, ADHD, anything like that. But now, these days, information is so readily available. Mental health is a topic that is more prevalent these days, obviously, than it ever was when I was younger, or, you know, some of us were in our younger days. You didn't hear so much about stuff like that. It's more common to hear about it now, but that doesn't mean the stigma it kind of brings that follows it still isn't pretty harsh. And I'm someone that is 100% okay with talking about mental health issues and admitting to them and knowing that, you know what, everyone stresses self-care so much. You know, do a skin routine, do this, do that. Last night I had my own self-care moment when, you know, I took a bath. I put on a face mask, and I will tell you that my skin, it was like some rose water face mask thing, and my skin felt so hydrated. Like, I always get like flakes right here, and like my skin is so refreshed. So yes, I'm getting off track. My point, taking those personal self-care moments is important. But I really seriously wish more people would stress that self-care isn't just about having pretty skin and wearing a face mask and getting your nails done. Self-care should also be sitting with yourself. No phones, no social media. Sitting truly with yourself and your own thoughts. Not thoughts that are, you know, put in your head by other influencers, or maybe, you know, because you watched a TikTok video, or all of that stuff aside, like sitting with your own thoughts. Who are you when the outside world isn't telling you who you should be or who it's cool to be, or, you know, like all of that stuff. So self-care to me seriously needs to be where you take that time to know who you are. Listen to your heart, listen to your head, listen to your body. Like, have that internal dialogue with yourself. Be able to know and accept what you're feeling, to me, is self-care too. And I guess the reason I'm bringing this up is because years back I suffered severely with, all of a sudden, just this insane anxiety. These panic attacks that would strike me out of nowhere. I was literally walking around stores pushing carts, and people would freak me out, and I'd start having this anxiety attack, and I'd always feel like everybody is judging me, like, all the time. And I'm not even saying it's true. I know it's not true. But, you know, like just the other day I was checking out at the store, and there was a group of women in front of me, and they were a little more, maybe, I don't want to make assumptions, and I don't want to judge, but quite obviously by their clothing and, you know, their purses and how they, you know, the vehicle they drove off in, they were a little more wealthy. They were a little more to-do women. And as we were waiting in line to go up to the checkout counters, like, they kept leaning towards each other and kind of like, and then they kind of turn back and look at me. And I felt severely attacked, which, you know what? They could have been looking past me. They could have been just sharing their own little funny moment that had absolutely nothing to do with me. But in my head, they were talking about me. They were judging me. They were talking about my flaws that upset me, and I was just standing there getting more and more self-conscious and being like, oh, pull it together. You don't even know what's going on right now. But yeah, my mind takes me to negative places like that. So if that happens to you, you're not alone. I know that's just a thing that happens to a lot of us, I think. But anyway, me having my self-care moments and talks with myself, I do know who I am, and I do know how to listen to my heart. I am indeed an empath. I feel so many other people's pain, be it physical, be it mentally, emotionally. I am drained very easily by society, by people I don't even know, by pretty much everything, and you have to learn kind of mechanisms to shut some of that off. but sometimes it's really hard. And another thing I always realize is when I'm in these moments where I am feeling like I have just been drained, I'm always by the water, which is another thing. I think if you guys know anything about empaths, going next to water kind of recharges you. It gives you, you know, it gives you back something instead of take something from you. So I'm always finding myself recharging by the water. Side note here, I know I'm probably all over the place, but it's so hard when there's so many thoughts in your head. And you're trying to listen to them all and sort them all and think through them all, because I'm also an overthinker and then some, like, yay. Yeah. I keep trying to get this out. Not even a couple years ago, there was, at that point in my time when I really realized that I was having issues with depression and anxiety and not wanting to leave my house again and not wanting to be in public or be seen for a long time. When I was gaining weight, I did end up to over 325 pounds. That was a very hard time for me. Let alone judging myself, there was no way I was putting myself out into the public to be judged. And I literally, like, felt like my world was falling down around me. And it wasn't just because of weight or anything like that. Those were just my own personal ways of attacking myself and self-sabotage, I guess. But I did finally give in and go, stop this. Your mind is telling you something. Your heart is telling you something. Your body is telling you that you're missing something. You cannot handle this right now. And I'm missing some type of chemical that I need to help me bridge the gap to keep my sanity. Like, I felt like I was just all over. And I finally accepted that I need to go and I need to talk to my doctor and I need to tell him what's going on. And I'm so thankful I did, because it helped me so much. I ended up being put on some, like, antidepressant anxiety meds, just a very low dose to begin with, which I actually stayed on quite a low dose, to be honest. But after being on it for, I think it was almost like maybe 2 years, it helped me to learn that in certain situations, it's okay to be upset. It's also okay to walk away from situations where you are being drained. It is okay to not be able to fix someone else. And it's okay to not be able to always fix yourself. Like, it is okay to need help. It is okay. I don't care if, you know, if you have a thyroid problem, you take thyroid medication. I am not a pill pusher by any means. I hate taking medication, to be honest. But if you have a headache, you take migraine medicine. You know, if you have all these different things, if you have a tummy ache, you take Tums. Like, there's nothing wrong with trying to make yourself feel better on any end of the spectrum. So, like I said, I was on these meds, but I learned different coping mechanisms about myself. Certain situations didn't hit me as hard as they used to, and I could evaluate the situation and be like, this sucks. It does, but it is not the end of the world. We don't need to have the emotions and go through the anguish that I'm going to put myself through. It is okay. Like, a big thing for me that those, I guess, helped me was it helped me to realize that it is okay to say no. It's okay to tell yourself no sometimes, and it is okay to tell other people who constantly are expecting so much from you. It is okay to tell them no. And it is okay to move forward and not hate yourself for it. And I got off those pills because I felt like I had grasped enough now that in those moments I learned that it was okay. I felt like it became more me making those situations easier on myself versus the pills that were just aiding, you know, me to have these lesser maybe amounts of anxiety and whatnot and depression. So I did get off of them, and I have not been on them for years and years. But I've, like, last night, I think, and this morning, stuff was just hitting me so hard. And I apologize. I did not want Vlogmas to be like this, you guys. My stress, my anxiety, all of that has nothing to do with Vlogmas. But if I'm going to keep my everyday life real during Vlogmas, unfortunately, it just happens to be Vlogmas, then I feel like I should be open and I should share this with all of you, because I know there's so many people that suffer with these issues. Like, this isn't just a me thing. This is not just a you thing. This is so many people have these problems, and it's okay to get help. So I finally, this morning, I was just like, okay, you know what? I am calling my doctor. I am setting up an appointment, and I am explaining what's going on to her, because I truly know by listening to myself that I need something again to kind of help me reel it in a little. And I don't mean like change the way my mind works, change who I am, put me in zombie mode, because I know that's a frequent like misconception. Oh, you're on head meds? You're crazy? You don't even function as a normal human then. Not true. Not freaking true. You function, you still have your own thoughts, you still make your own decisions. The medication just somewhat helps to keep you sane in those situations where you might fly off the handle or you might get really, really, really super low. It kind of brings you to a level where you feel like, I still am human. I still have to process bad days. I still have to process bad feelings. I still have to live. It's just something that can help us in those times of need. And I truly feel like it's time that I myself personally go back on something just to help me as a person. I've just experienced too many panic attacks lately, too much stress, too much self-hate, too much just taking everything around me and letting it consume me as a person, which makes me not the best me that I can be. It makes me not the best mom that I can be. It makes me be, it just doesn't make me feel good. And I need to take control of that, because I don't want to get to where I was before, I guess is what I'm saying. So if any of you need that push and you're debating on your own mental health, your own stressors, your own triggers, your own anxiety levels, your own panic attacks, just know that it is okay. And you know what? Others might judge you, but I won't. I will not judge you. So it is okay to help yourself. And I'm all about it. Like, I'm that kind of advocate. Like, so many people don't want to talk about it, especially on social media. I don't care. Like, I'm pretty much an open book. And there's things I could tell you guys that are huge stressors for me, but I don't want to get into them when, you know, my friends, my families, some of my friends, not many even know I do this, but some people watch my videos, and I can't put anything out there that would hurt anybody else, because that's just not who I am. But whatever your stressors may be, just know that they're legit. And if you are genuinely hurt or you are genuinely stressed, no one gets to tell you that you don't have that right, or that you're wrong for feeling that way. Because a lot of us have that I specifically have where I know I am blessed. I have a family. I have children. I have so many things to be thankful for that I am tenfold thankful for. So there's other people then that look at you and be like, what do you have to be depressed about? You have everything. What do you have to be upset about? You have, you know, this support team. You have that. You have whatever. I'm trying to block the sun from coming in through the trees over here. So there's so many people that like to judge and be like, it makes you feel bad that you feel bad. Like, I don't even know if I'm making sense. I really don't. But I get on myself all the time and be like, how is anyone going to help you feel better when you don't even know why you're feeling this way? You have no right to feel this way. So many other people have it worse off. Like, who the frick are you to act like you have problems? And that can really hurt. Like, that can hurt someone. Be it if it's coming from your own mind or from someone else's mouth telling you those things. Like, that's the thing with mental health. A lot of us don't understand why it happens. I don't know why I'm sad sometimes. I don't know why I'm having anxiety attacks. I don't know why. And if I did, well, duh, I'd already be changing those things if I knew how to fix them. When you're in those situations, you are lost, you are overwhelmed, you are consumed. There is no answers, and you feel lost. And if you knew how to change that, you would. If it was that simple, someone just says, suck it up, buttercup, it's life. Correct. I agree with that. Suck it up. It is life. But there are certain points in our lives where sucking it up just doesn't help. You know, there are different levels of anxiety. There are different levels of depression. And I don't expect everyone to understand them, but I would expect more people to be, I guess, educated on them, because there's plenty of things I can admit I don't understand. Both of my boys suffer from generalized anxiety as well, and possible mood disorders or bipolar. There's so many emotions flying around that they reach this level, and then they zigzag in between this a lot, and it's a lot for people to handle. And man, if you can find the right medication that is going to help you function, then I am like, you know what, pat yourself on the back, pat your doctor on the back, and that's what they're there for. They're there for us when we need that. Some people just don't have that bridge that gaps everything together, that chemical imbalance, I guess we shall say. And sometimes when you get on the right medication, that bridge just, and everything makes sense, and you start to realize, like, wow, this is how a normal person, whatever normal might be these days, but you start realizing, like, this is what it's supposed to be like. Oh my gosh, I get it. I like this. I can handle this. I can work with this. And there are definitely times where finding the right medication can be an issue as well. So, I don't know. I don't know why I felt like I needed to start a vlog, but I was such a bad headspace. Like I said, I called my doctor this morning, and I'm going to the doctor tomorrow because I don't know if it's the anxiety and the panic attacks maybe causing some of this too. But health-wise, I have been having for almost a month just insane heart palpitations. Like, where all of a sudden my heart, it just starts beating so fast, and so like hard, I guess, or heavy. Like you can feel the thumps in my chest, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm not running. I'm not doing, like, what is happening? And then I'll feel like a do, like this offbeat, whatever. And then it'll kind of go away. And then all of a sudden it'll come back. And then if I'm having like, I can tell it's almost like a panic attack sometimes, because you get that tingling in your chest. You almost feel like you're filled with just, it's so hard to explain, but when I start feeling that anxiety and I start feeling anxious, my heart starts beating faster, and I can feel like that heart palpitations, I guess, as they call them. And I've just been dealing with it until I realized that my blood pressure itself has been very high. I'm someone that runs very low whenever I go and have my blood pressure taken. And unfortunately, the last 3 weeks or so that I've been trying to check my blood pressure at home, I've had like 159 over 111. Not good. And every time I've checked, basically, I've been way higher than what I've ever normally ran. So high blood pressure does run in my family. I don't know if all of these things are going hand in hand with the amounts of anxiety and stress and issues I've been having. So I figure that it's really time to just go in and accept the fact that I might need some help again, talk to my doctor, let her know what's going on, and go from there, because I'm starting to seriously scare myself with my little ticker issues. So I'm hoping that's nothing. And I guess even if I have to be on high blood pressure medication or something, then I guess so be it. But I don't know. I am just, I'm just stressed. I know people suffer from seasonal anxiety, which is a huge issue. Like, trust me, I get it. I know I got it too. Like, it's real. It's a thing. 100%. I agree. So I don't know if that has me amped up as well, but so it's so sad because I love Christmas. I absolutely love Christmas. I love the true meaning of Christmas. I love being able to spoil my children, my family, when I can. I love this time of year. And then on the flip side of it, it's traumatic. It's stressful. It's like chew you up and spit you out. That's why I kept saying before, it's like I have Christmas bipolar disease, because I'm here, I'm there, I'm a little bit of everywhere during Christmas. One day I'm this, the next day I'm like bah humbug. It just sucks. And I'm so sick of the emotional roller coaster. I am. And I guess part of my mind is worried that it's not going to just go away after Christmas. I know it's not going to, because I've been struggling with this for longer than I should have let it go on. So it's definitely time. And you know what? As conceited as it sounds, I am so happy and I am so proud of myself that I took the steps to call the doctor this morning and tell them I need to be seen. It's important and I need to be seen. So I am proud of that. And if any of you out there need to talk, I'm always here. You can find me on my social medias. They're always listed below. And I feel like I just went on and on and on, and it was all geared towards emotional, mental health stuff. But that's also something I don't want to apologize for, because I'm always trying to apologize for myself. And And that's another thing I'm really sick of. I'm sick of not just being able to accept myself when there's so many other people that accept me and love me, but yet I'm my biggest critic. And I'm not gonna apologize though for putting this video out there. So if this triggered any of you to deal with emotions that you did not want to deal with, I apologize ahead of time. And I hope that you just clicked off right away and knew yourself, like I talked about in the beginning of this. I hope you knew yourself well enough to know this is a trigger for me. I can't do this. I don't want to listen to her talk about this right now. This is going to put me in a bad mind frame. I really hope that you know yourself well enough to know ixnay. I don't need the views. Like, it's okay. I get it. A lot of us can't listen to some of this or see someone else hurting without hurting ourselves and carrying that maybe over, because I know that's what I do when I have someone telling me their problems. Immediately I ingest them. Like, I don't know. It's like I'm greedy and I just I ingest literally their feelings, it feels like, and they become mine, and I feel what they're feeling. I feel their pain for them. And you know, I don't want anybody to think I also sat here and made this as a woe is me situation, because that is not what I want either. I am very blessed. I am very thankful for so much, but I am also very human. And sometimes that sucks. Like, why can't I just be Zozo Kitty? Butt scratches and cuddles and food. Like, yeah. Maybe in my next life I'll be a cat. Way off topic. Anyway, I don't really have much in me to vlog anymore after this though for today, so I'm sorry that I just said I wasn't going to apologize. So how do I even word that then? You know what I'm going to say? Tomorrow will hopefully be a better day. Today is just what it is. It's today. And it was a mentally draining, emotional, and yet reality-filled day for me. And this is all I have to offer. This is all I had to give today. And I hope that you guys can understand. Was that better? Did I do better? Hopefully that was better, because I didn't want to apologize. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I turned the heat off and I took my jacket off because before, when it was on, I was sweating balls, okay? Sweating balls in here. So I took my coat off, and then I wanted you to be able to hear me without this obsessive heater blowing at me. And now I'm starting to get cold, so I want to make sure Mr. Sleeping case back there isn't going to get cold. So I'm going to turn the heat back up. I'm going to go drive around, look at the water, probably walk down by the water for a minute real quick. And then I'm going to go home and figure out the rest of my evening, which is going to have to be very, very stress-free, drama-free, hide yourself in a bubble type of night, most likely, because yeah. So I do have a cheesecake here that I got when I was grocery shopping, and you can see there's one little piece out of here, and that was all I was eating at my house. So I'm gonna go take that to my mom's and drop that off. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, for hopefully understanding where I was coming from with all of this today. There are always people out there that will help you. I never want anyone to come to that place where there's no turning back for you, where you feel there's only one way out. And just know that there's numbers to call. There are suicide hotlines. There are mental health people out there that can help you in a moment of anxiety, stress, panic, whatever it might be. There are always better options than some of the options that you might have playing through your head. And so with that being said, if I find any hotline numbers, anything like that, I will try and list them below, because it is okay if you need to talk to someone. It is okay to accept counseling. It is okay to take medication. It is okay to do what you have to do, and I don't care what anybody else says about that. I got your back. I understand. So I just hope everyone knows that this world is a better place because you're in it. Even if we don't believe that about ourselves, that's something I try to tell myself all the time. This world is a better place because you're in it. Remember that. Say it to yourselves. Say that to your loved ones. Ingest that feeling and love yourselves. Take time for yourselves. And know that that is okay. All right, you guys, I am done rambling. I'm going to go deliver a cheesecake and pull these thoughts together. Maybe take a hot bath, read a book, and get lost in a different reality for a little while, because that's what I need to do. So I will catch up with you guys tomorrow and let you all know how my appointment goes. And I'll see you tomorrow. Stay around.